We are talking match DQs today, and this is Can We Chat? This podcast is made possible by LAX Ammunition, Southern California's largest ammo retailer with stores in Inglewood, Huntington Beach, and San Diego. Can We Chat is a conversation recapping IDPA events, competitive gun rules, performance tips, products, and what's going on in the gun community. My name is Paul G, and we have the most charismatic shooter on the range, Howard Hill. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming out here.
No, thank you for inviting me.
You know how hard it's been trying to get you in here?
I'm always busy. Always busy. Thank you for the coffee.
Oh,
I really
you're
appreciate
so welcome.
it. Thank you for the invite. I've got to get a sip of this for sure.
Oh, man. So the last time we went out, we actually played golf.
Yes. Oh,
I didn't even know you played golf.
I started playing golf when I turned 26.
Okay.
And I'd played for a long time. I started playing when I was 26 because I'll make a long story short. I was a baseball player. All the way up until I was 25.
So 30 degrees and that's it.
Everything. I was playing men's hardball leagues and everything until I was 25. I was really good. I was supposed to be.
Are you still playing?
No, I played.
You know they have seniors, right? The seniors.
I played in softball tournaments for a long time, and I played with the Silver Bullets in a B league, and we were really good. So when I played, I was a constant competitor.
Right, right.
So at the age of 26, I was told, hey, go to the Major League Scouting Bureau.
That's serious.
With some friends, some college people. They're like, you got to go. And they're like, how old are you? I just turned 26. And I'm like, you can't go.
Oh,
it was 25 or younger because you don't want to.
Right.
Long story short, I hung up my cleats and I actually stopped even playing softball. I kind of like, what do I do? So I picked up golf.
So your swing looks athletic, and you were bombing them.
It's I put that day was fun. I put together some nice drives. My short game was gone.
Yeah, that's the first thing to go.
Horrible. Oh my God, because I hadn't played in months.
Yeah.
I played once or twice a year because I had to stop playing golf because I have a herniated disc in my neck, which I'm going to have taken care of this year finally. So I've had that herniated disc for 15 years.
Right. So thanks to John Priano, he invited us out.
That was amazing. So Alta Vista Country Club.
Yes, John told me that he was assistant pro and this and that. I'm like, okay, so I think I forgot about that part. But he was going three under in the front, right? And we were sitting there like, I'm sorry, Howard.
What was I? Where was my ball? I'm over. I couldn't find it.
Right, we were just out there just having a good old time, and I apologize to John. So caused any problems with
that was amazing.
Membership.
And then we're on the back nine, and he brought a friend who's a senior, and come to find out, he's the senior club champion. So I hadn't played in months. I'm playing with Paul. I got my Converse on.
Oh my God!
I'm like, what'd you put me in?
What a great day, though.
No, but I had a couple good holes.
Yes,
I birdied
a
couple holes. I actually used John's driver at one point. He's like, if you break it, you buy it. I got my drive pretty close to yours.
You should have took it home.
I should have taken it home. Signed it. Anyways, that was beautiful. That was fun. It's also that's one of the things is you meet all these great people in this community that lead to these friendships.
Yes,
it's
just like the shooting community, but everybody has hearing and eye protection on, so we can't hear each other.
Definitely. I mean, this is the first time I've seen you without your hat and glasses and plugged up, and I have my stuff on. So,
right.
I do have gray hair. That's why I cover it up.
So how's work coming?
It's doing good. My wife and I, 2023 was pretty hard. We both had gotten laid off from our jobs at the very beginning of 2023. So I started my business back up because we both worked at the same job.
So you're doing Plan B now?
This was Plan B because I planned to retire on Plan A, going back into the industry I was in. I was in the real estate industry, escrow title. Yeah, I love that industry. Good money, but when
Lots of paperwork.
It's gone.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
So 2023 was a struggle, but we're always stay positive.
Right.
That's one thing we've always done. And started my business, Pool Rescue Services. I got my contractor's license, so I'm back in business. And
so you reinvented yourself.
Reinvented myself for many, many times.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, life happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you have to do that. And that's one of the reasons why some of my shooting stuff had struggled for a little bit because me and you, we're not professionals. We don't get paid for this.
No.
We make our own shirts sometimes.
Right.
We try to find our own sponsors. We try to do it on our spare time.
Yeah. And what we're trying to do is give back to the shooting community and make it bigger and better, right?
Always.
Every day. At least just 1% every day, right?
Always. I get questions on the range all the time because, I'm known now, I believe, on the range. People know who I am.
Most charismatic shooter.
If you've never shot with me, I'm super shy.
Of course you
I'm the shyest guy in the range.
Yes, the quietest guy out there.
Quietest guy.
So the first time we met, I mean, it was just a relationship, that just went off.
Yes,
you were my kind of guy, right? Well, not in that type of way, but we just clicked, and I followed you everywhere.
I didn't know that for the longest time, and I had my YouTube channel that I started many years ago. Thought, hey, I'm gonna be a champion. Yeah. I actually made some money off that, got monetized, and then it started slowing down because the gun community is very hard to broadcast. Just so you know, there's some suppression from some of the things that we want to do and say just when we're trying to teach, or have something good to say. So I kind of gave up on my YouTube channel, but you started yours. This is when I passing the torch to you.
I appreciate that.
Your YouTube channel has taken off.
I am very blessed. But the thing is that my ultimate goal was to try to give back, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And when I was going around the United States, working as a safety officer and stuff like that, it's very tough, right? Trying to give back to the community or shoot.
Yes.
So it's one or the other. But I chose to want to make our shooting community that much bigger and better. Right?
I like it. I really do.
Because I remember back in the day when we shot, right?
Yes.
It was a zoo.
It was. There was a lot of people.
Insane amount of people.
I remember the day I started, I picked I hadn't had a gun in a long time in my house. Yeah. And I asked my wife, I said, can I have a gun in the house? And she's like, my dad has one in his car. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go get one. Let's go get one. So I seriously called up. I got my first gun. It was a SIG. It was the 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Glock.
No.
What?
Imagine that. It was actually a SIG, and because I didn't know anything. I just wanted a gun. My brother had a SIG, so I'll try it. Got that, started shooting paper, and then I saw this stuff on YouTube, IDPA. Yeah. And I contacted Leaf many years ago, and he said, come on down, and you have to watch it. It's nothing like it is on YouTube. And he was right, just so you know. It's nothing like it is on YouTube. And you got to be there. You have to go. You have to see it. You have to witness
experience it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And back then, we were in those small bays at Prado.
Yes, the cinder block bays. And
it was 7 to 10 feet, right in front of you. Yep. If you messed up, everybody would laugh.
Right. So that took that 180 to a whole different level.
Definitely the 180 to a different level. And I actually have video of some old footage we can share later of our experiences together, which were really fun. But we've grown since then. The community has grown. The sport has changed a lot. There was 115 people every weekend that in there.
Yes, and isn't that the way it's supposed to be? Or
it should be that way.
People don't like that? They get nervous with that many people around? Or
I did.
I know that's a safety nightmare, right?
It's a safety nightmare because we used to shoot 2 in one bay.
Yes, so there was multiple safety officers, and so they were covered. They were managed very well. Everybody it was very strict.
It was well run for that many people. We'd be there till 2, but it wasn't that bad.
I don't think I ever got DQ'd back in that day. I know I got DQ'd shooting 3-gun.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, so you have three guns in different places where you stow them, right? And then my pistol, I had the Glock 30.
The long.
Lucky
coffin
me.
cut, yes.
And he's unload, show, clear, and I just dropped it, right? And for some reason, it was just a reflex. Boom! Right into the berm. Right.
Wow.
I aimed it at but luckily I aimed it at the berm, and bam! I went.
That's crazy, yeah.
And they said, okay, well, that wasn't what I was expecting. So unload, show, clear, and this time, right? So I just dropped the mag, unloaded, click, and then I holstered and grabbed my 3 guns and went. That was the most humiliating thing.
That's the thing. A lot of it is, it's embarrassing.
Yes.
It is, and I know a lot of people that pack up and leave. It depends on the humiliation point or how it happened. I mean, it happens. I mean, I've broken the 180.
Right, and they were allowed to, right? You can go ahead and grab your stuff and leave. I would recommend another, path.
Yeah.
Right.
Personally, I've taken over the clock and said, let's do this. I'm here to SO.
Right.
I actually have a picture of all of us.
Right.
On that day, I committed my 180. Thanks a lot, Bill. Thank you. Bill is the DQ.
But it wasn't Bill that called it.
You know
was
what?
you.
No, it was somebody behind. Because I admit I did it, because I came up to a target, and I'm running up, and I ran past it, and I went like this and took a shot.
Yeah.
And I hear stop, and then I hear Bill say stop, and I turn and look at Bill, and I see this huge smile on his face. Just smiling from ear to ear. I'm on the show clear. Thank you.
Oh, man.
He's like, yeah, you broke it. Yeah, I mean, it happens. It does. It happened
Faster
recently
than you know it.
in our match, which I witnessed, and it's a mental thing. And the 180, there are different ranges where it can be confusing.
So, yeah, absolutely.
That's another subject.
Yes. So usually they have, there's different types of indicators, right? So they have flags, they have cones. If you don't have any of that stuff, so you have to resort back to just the 180.
To situational awareness.
Right. Now it's just a subjective thing, right?
Yeah,
so 180, what? 180 to you, 180 to me?
Yeah.
What is it, right?
I'll tell you a good example. Stage 8 was a very good example of situational awareness because... And me not being an SO on for the match, I'm with a group of guys making sure I'm a shooter too.
You
and
are
I'm
supportive.
I'm supportive.
I appreciate
when
you
I
doing
went
that
up
too.
and I'm doing my walkthrough, I noticed that my garment got caught on the table. So that was my first. So I said, "Hey guys, be careful."
Oh, when you're moving up.
When you're moving after you shoot.
Yeah.
So then a couple guys said, and we were talking about. When you're situated here and you're going to reload, you can automatically break the 180 if you're taking off, or if you're left-handed guys had it easy a little bit on that stage.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we all talked about it, and this is a good thing about being with a squad of people that are aware of situations. We said, hey, the gun is on the table, your mag is in your hand. When you load, turn your body to load here, so you're nowhere near that 180.
Yeah.
It may take you off your axis for where you want to go, but you know what? Load, come up, and my first target was right there anyways. So, boom, I was fine. So making everybody aware of safety features, especially as an SO at locals. We do that at locals.
This is what he's talking about. This is stage 8. Well,
stage 8.
This is me running stage 8. So they have a table. The 180 was moved.
Right there. My God, you can see
45 degrees, 90 degrees, right?
Yeah.
So we were situated in a different direction. So,
it was a little confusing.
Yeah,
It
so
can
we
be
didn't
like
know
that.
where north was. So you actually had an incident on your squad, right?
Yes.
Tier 2?
There was a DQ 180.
Oh no, what happened there?
It can happen, and I can actually show you as we're speaking.
Really?
It was stage. No, I don't have video of him, but stage 7. Shooting here, shooting targets here, and then you run up.
Yes.
And then shoot more targets here, and then run back here to targets over here. So the competitor had run this way. As he's running, he's reloading.
Yes.
And he's edging the 180 with his reload, going to those targets.
Yes.
And the SO said, muzzle, warned him. So he brought it back.
Right.
So in his eye line, he saw these 2 targets that he needed to make a makeup on. So now if you're watching my 180, he went back this way.
Whoa.
And, so running 180.
Yep.
And instead of going here, he went back here, stop.
Stage 7.
Stage 7, I believe, yes.
Stage 7.
Yes.
So this is me running stage 7. You'll see exactly what he's talking about.
I didn't take the extra time.
So that can actually get quite close.
It-
So there
exactly.
was 180 cones out there. So
Yeah, and we had discussed it actually
Okay.
with the competitor.
Yeah.
I actually discussed it.
And
I said, if
he-
you want to be safe and not as a right-hander, go to your left side first.
okay.
You know, suffer with a standing reload. I go, but us as competitors, we're going to come to this way and go to the left.
Yeah.
Mind your reloads. And I even said that. I go, I'm going to be minding my reload coming to that left. And I have video of mine. I'll show you. We can enter that too. But yeah, it's just, we talked to him and he's like, I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah.
He didn't pull the trigger, which would have been even worse.
Yes.
But he knew it. We all know it. And,
Right.
you know, it's just one of those things that happens.
And who called that?
It was our SO, Jeff
Okay.
McLevy. He did the
Yes.
proper thing. The 180 call for muzzle was the proper call first.
That's the nicest thing to do.
Nicest thing to do. We've talked about
It
that.
gives you ample opportunity to fix it, right?
It's a warning.
And if you don't fix it, then there's no other action.
Exactly.
other than to
He
send you home.
corrected it right away.
Good.
That call, that warned me too to watch even more, and then he pulled it, and then proper call, stop. And in that situation, as an SO, we go get the match director.
Yes.
To confirm.
Yes.
To confirm the DQ and make sure the competitor is okay with it and he understands.
Yes.
And is welcome to stay, to stick around and help or do whatever you need to do, or you can leave, you know, if you want. He asked where the local bar was. So, I told him you just turn
That
right,
is so
keep
strange.
heading down the street.
That
there.
is exactly what I would. Well, that's crazy. That's crazy. So when you're reloading and so forth,
You always, you know.
instead of this way,
Yeah,
that way, yeah.
even when that's one thing when you're doing your walkthroughs. You know, I'm an expert now. Some of my classifications, you know, I'm right there for master. But I've studied this stuff for a long time.
Yeah.
I've been doing this, like you said, since 9 years now. I studied with
awful long time.
I studied with Masaki. You know, I studied
man.
with Jason M.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. Oh, Jason Mishiro, yeah.
we have some really, really good shooters at our local matches that
Right.
would be head to head against some of these people nationally. We just don't travel.
Yes.
But I've
yes.
learned a lot. Dean Bell.
Yes,
Luke-
Dean. Yes,
Lupe
very fast.
Bell.
Oh, my gosh!
God.
And remember when she was just kind of walking around very timid, but now
She
she's
still
a
beats me.
beast. Yeah.
I have a shirt that says "Beat by a Girl," and I wear it. I tell her I'm going to wear it because you beat me last week. But no, it's just they're very precise at what they do, and you
Yes.
learn from them. You learn their movements.
Right.
So
And they're very approachable, right?
very approachable.
So they don't
which
keep
becomes
it to themselves.
which comes to the next step is how unapproachable do you look? You know, there's a lot of people in our squad that are masters and experts, and they don't want to shoot with us. You're intimidated to shoot in squad one or shoot. So I'm not everybody, but some people are.
Dean's not the most.
Dean is a pit bull.
But when he has his stuff on, yeah, you want to
You know
kind of
what?
give him a little space.
You know what? And I accept that because of the fact that
Yeah.
I actually need to do that more. That's how I get now at sanction matches.
Right.
When I'm at a local match,
Yeah.
I won't shut up.
I know.
I'm like, "Woohoo,"
I
all
know
over
the
place, so.
the new guys, right? So the new to competitive shooting, they get they're real frazzled and
They can get frazzled.
They're walking on eggshells. And
Yes.
they don't know which way's up.
Yeah.
So trying to get them involved in the routine,
Yeah.
taping, and so forth.
Well, that's what your mentorship program
That's
now
why
is doing.
I did that mentoring program
I
to make
like
sure
that.
they get active and they know what the procedures are,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So then the next time they come, right, they're they fit right in. It doesn't slow anybody down,
Yeah.
which is a major thing at our thing, right?
Yes, it is. And one thing that we like to do is it's the rules.
It's the rules.
It's
always the damn rules.
It's the rules, but competitive shooters try to find the edge of the rules. And this is a discussion that can go on forever and ever and ever. IDPA, USPSA, IPSC, I've shot a USPSA, I'm a
Right.
B in carry optics and
Right.
USPSA. I enjoy USPSA. I love it. Oh my
Right.
God, the freedom, to do
Right.
whatever you want. Not whatever you want. You still have rules there too, but it's more equipment rules. But IDPA, a lot of what I hear is, the rules. It's so many. It's not that many.
No, it's not. It's not
No.
It's not what you think it is.
It's not
right?
what you think
they,
it is.
They still have stages where you have options, right? And they're still within the rules.
Yep.
And if you know what you're doing versus like a marksman versus a master. So I shot with Jason Mirshiro in Texas, right?
okay.
The Gulf.
I miss him.
We were at this one stage, and I had this one stage where it was literally back and forth type of stuff. And I'm like, well, how the hell am I going to go back and forth, back and forth? And he sat there and he goes, why don't you just go this way and then go that way?
Yep.
And I sat there, I'm like, who thinks of this stuff, right? And I'm like, he's right.
Yeah.
That is the most efficient movement as well as shooting and reloading all at the same time.
Yes.
So that's the difference between a marksman thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
And the master.
Now,
right? So,
I'm an expert, and me and Dean, we've discussed Dean, he's a master.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, the reason why he's a master is because he never, you can't say never, but he rarely makes mistakes.
yes.
His cadence is always on point. His round count is always on point.
And that's what a master is supposed
And
to
his
do.
movements are incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can beat Dean on a good day if he has a bad day.
If somebody tackles him.
Somebody hits me in the parking lot and
holds on to him.
But when we were out of chasing zeros and we both shot a stage, and I shot so fast, I thought I did, and he comes up and shot it, and I could swear it looked like he was slow.
Right.
And he beat me by 2 seconds.
Right.
And I was just like, so I finally, and I rarely ask him, but I went up to him and I said, hey, all right, what am I doing? Where am I losing the 2 seconds on you? I can pull the trigger just as fast as you, Dean.
Right.
I can transition just as fast as you. But where am I? And he said, all right, let me tell you. And he told me.
Yeah.
He told me exactly where I missed out on.
So it's
gun ups, just movements.
So it's not shooting fast.
No, it never has anything to do with shooting fast, because I see that. I know there's a particular, there's some guys out there right now that have just become masters that their splits are incredible.
Yeah.
But
Jeff Darr.
I'm not throwing anybody's name. Incredible shooter. He could be better. Can you imagine that? He could be better. His cadence, he loves the splits.
USPSA, right?
Yeah.
That's where you need that stuff, because the targets are really far apart, right? And then when you come ripping around the corner, that is to your advantage, right? So my cadence doesn't work there.
Yeah, no.
So
and knowing when to slow down and when to speed up. There's speed control in IDPA.
Yeah.
There's a huge
so Howard's
difference.
talking about smooth is fast. And
Smooth is
fastest is fast,
yeah,
right?
I can do fast as fast.
Yes.
May not hit anything. I got video proof of that. But no, I mean, if you look at the top shooters, including yourself, your cadence is, you can't tell how many targets, it's the same pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
Instead of pop, 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 pop.
Right.
I've timed that.
Right.
I had my wife at the time, I go, watch. She goes, I don't understand what you're talking about. I go, watch.
Yeah.
Pop, 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 pop. Pop, pop, pop. And it's like immediately, there's a half a second difference in the cadence, your speed, and your movement of the gun also. So all of this can be learned going into positions with your gun up, being prepared for certain things, you know. So it's incredible to see these guys. And I actually told Jeff before the last match, I said, slow down today. So, and you know, just there's speed is amazing. It can be in certain situations. Yeah. It's awesome.
Speed is actually different in different shooters.
Yes.
And a lot of the guys like Jason Mirshiro, he gets his, when you're talking fast, he can move.
His movements.
Right. So
you can't see
the missing part was, for me, I'm like, well, so I have to get as fast as him. And he's not the largest guy in the world, right? But when he moves, you're just sitting there like, oh my God.
It's incredible to watch.
Oh, absolutely.
I haven't seen it. He's been on Instagram. He came back lately. I know he's competing out in Texas. We really miss you out here.
We do.
But it's incredible to watch the top shooters, watch their movements, their reloads.
Yeah.
I sit at home and dry fire practice, and I do my reloads.
Right.
Now, speaking of which, I'm coming out of the Carry Optics gang. I'm no longer.
What?
I went back to Iron Sights.
Oh,
yes.
That's going to be fun.
Well, yeah, it has been. My draw times are faster.
Yeah.
Because
they have to be.
Yeah, they have to be. But also, I changed my draw.
Yeah.
For a long time, I was bringing my left hand up.
Which is a good.
And it's good.
That's a great bug thing.
I teach my son that way. Get his
Yeah.
left hand out of the way,
Right.
come up.
Right.
I've been grabbing my gun up here lately
no.
as soon as I clear.
Scott.
And it's a lot faster.
So Scott Meyer, master bug shooter, told me that's where my support hand goes.
Yes.
And then when it comes out, it's there.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And I sat there and I'm like, now why would you want to do that? But
to come straight out.
With a bug, if you get on the gun that much faster,
Yeah.
you can get on the sides that much faster.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So
So I've been trying to find this spot, and
Yeah.
it's been coming up faster. Plus, iron sights for me is right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, my SPO1 has taken kind of like a little detour. Robert, your gunsmith, is working on it. Thank you, Robert.
Robert Jones from the Speed Kings shooting
you.
team. Yeah,
Thank
he's
you.
our team gunsmith. Yeah.
I drove to his house. He said, "Bring it here." My plate was always
Wow,
getting
that's
loose.
really nice of
Yeah, he put new screws in it for me. I mean, I almost want to keep it, but I'm not going to keep it. So, yeah, it just became frustrating for me because I would shoot at a match so well, and after the third stage, it was loose. So there goes your confidence kind of
yes.
thing. And so it's like, what do I do? My last match was at the other tier 2.
Right.
And I took third place in carry optics expert and brought home a plaque.
Congratulations.
I missed my bump by one shooter. You know, it was funny. I actually had the match of my life. I felt I was doing really good. I just was on
Keeping
fire.
up with the big boys.
I kept up with everybody, and I'm like, ha ha! I beat a lot of people.
Yeah.
But there was 2 people that showed up that I didn't expect that were going to shoot better than me. So one I've never even heard of, but it was fine. You guys, they bumped up to master. So I'm still an expert in carry optics. I'm fine with that. So what I've done was I've transitioned over to the PO1, which we can get to a little bit later.
Okay.
This is the CZ75 PO1. It's the compact version of an SPO1. This is my SPO1 frame. I've had trigger work done on this one. This was done by Dual Hammer with the Pro package in there. This is the PO1. Let's verify that we're clear. Clear. Nothing in the chamber. I'm going to pull my trigger that way. Now, breakdown on this is pretty simple. I actually like to cock the trigger because we have 2 lines right here, one here and one there that we actually have to line up. So we're going to line it up right there. I turn the gun over and we're going to tap this guy in, and it pops him out a little bit. And there goes that. Off comes your slide. Now you're going to have your spring, recoil spring and guide rod, and you're going to have your barrel and your slide. Pretty easy to tear down for basic breakdowns. Inside is going to be your trigger assembly. Your sear cage is all connected inside here. For a complete breakdown, it's quite a work. I have done the work on this on my trigger myself. You actually have to take this sear cage out, and I take it out and I open it up inside of a bag so it'll explode and you won't lose anything. So there you go. That's complete tear down. Putting her back together is pretty simple, just like any other gun that we use. Barrel in. We're going to put our guide rod and spring back in. We're going to line our gun back up if we can. Go back to our 2 lines. Get in there. You'll hear a snap. We're going to function test. I like to pull the trigger, cock the slide, keep the trigger pulled in, test for reset. We're good to go. One more test is the decocker for this. This is a decocker model. That works appropriately. And we're done.
And
I am now moving on to ESP. I am
shooting ESP.
Yes, because that's one of the reasons why.
Well, you're not moving on to it. You're just going back to it.
I'm going back to it. It's been sitting there for so many years. We started in ESP.
Yes.
Longer. We didn't have dots. Are you kidding me? We didn't have these fancy tools back then, and
man.
So yeah, we started ESP, and I've still
where it started.
Where it started.
Where it started.
My very first match, the Western, 2018.
Yeah.
I shot 14 non-threats.
That has to be a record.
It should have been. I should have won the award. They should have had the most dangerous, shooter out there, and it would have been me. But yeah, it was my first experience ever with a competition.
So Western is
the Western.
May 4th
That's
and
coming
5th
up.
of this. Are you going?
I am going to try. Now, see,
Okay.
that's part of my schedule is I've accomplished what I wanted for
Yes.
CCP.
Yes.
This gun, the
Right.
PO1, I can now use in ESP.
So you can do like a
I am putting a magwell on it.
ESP thing? Or?
No, I can't do SSP because I'd have to put everything back to stock.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's out of the question
Oh,
now.
so you did, you dressed it up. So it's
I'm
all
dressing her
dressed
up. Yeah,
Nowhere to go.
she's getting dressed. I have her now. We'll review it a little bit later.
Very
nice. That's the versatility of this weapon, this gun.
Yeah.
To me,
Yeah.
it could be a carry gun. It's compact.
Yeah.
I could shoot it in CCP for competition. I could shoot it in ESP.
Look at you.
I can put a dot on it eventually and go back to carry optics. So that may be in the works. So a competition schedule, I'm going back to ESP. So I'm practicing this weekend at Prado.
All right.
Tier 2
Sunday,
there.
yeah.
No, not Tier 2, but just the local
match,
I'll
yeah.
probably do some Chasing Zeros if you're not familiar with Chasing Zeros.
Yes.
And thank you all. I don't know if I said it at the beginning, but thank you to the staff for CA-IDPA shooters for for all the matches that even the locals. It's been really run really well.
Oh, well, they just needed a little kick in the pants is what it is.
It's fine.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, you have to do it.
It's a lot of work.
It is. It is.
And I'm very thankful for guys that actually come out and volunteer for that stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for you guys.
The building,
Yeah.
the tearing down.
Yep. I didn't, I was always there going, Leaf, well, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? And he sat there, he goes, you going to help with that? And I'm like, so I didn't really quite understood where that, and then when I started going, what time do you guys start?
Yeah.
I didn't know Leaf and Sonia had to do so much.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. So I try to just take a little bit off of both of their plates, right? So, and that's how that works out.
I've kind of taken a step back from the helping.
I think that's the smartest thing to do.
To be honest with you, I built many times in the past.
There's a long list of guys.
I have SO'd.
Yes.
I still will help when it comes to it.
Yes.
And I hate to say this, but sometimes I'll take a stand back and go, I'm turning 59 this year. So that's one thing we were talking about.
Happy birthday to that.
Thank you. And we both had the same months that were birthday.
Yes.
So
I'm on the 23rd.
Are you also turning?
September, yes.
59?
59, yeah.
Okay, we're still on the dark side of 50 together. So.
Oh my goodness.
It's hard to stay in shape. That's one of the things that I
So
would
the
like to
metabolism drops every year.
Yeah.
Right? So
muscle loss.
I'm still out there. I'm still doing CrossFit, right? So
I do calisthenics every morning.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it just gets harder.
It does. It really does. Because then I do have a gym membership. We just renewed, and I've been lifting weights since I was 15.
Right.
One time I was really huge, but with the neck injury,
Yes.
the work I do, lower back, knees. I have arthritis in my shoulders, both shoulders, herniated discs. So I have to be very careful. So when you see me at a match, it's a miracle.
Yeah.
I have to lay on my back for 3 days straight.
That's the story of all our shooters, right?
Yes.
Like Tony Como, right? He has a cart.
Yes, it's a car.
Full suspension car. I just sat there like, oh my gosh. Right?
Yeah. Speaking of which, like I said, we talked about the great shooters and stuff like that. There's some great people that are. This community has helped me. When I talked to you about, my wife were laid off. My wife had been out of work for 6 months, and it's like, what are we gonna do? And so Tony had overheard me at the match. Because what does your wife do? I told him. He goes, my wife's looking for people. She got a job for her the next, within 2 days.
Oh, bless
And
his
my
heart.
wife has still been working there, so
Wow.
thank you very much,
Thank
Tony.
you, Tony.
But yeah, it's
Wow.
the community. You're with each other.
I would
we're
do
always here
anything
for
you guys.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
Besides that, I have a whole team of misfits, right?
Yeah,
So-
you have your team.
so
yeah,
I'm always helping those guys.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. I've been trying to help a couple of companies out that I'm sponsored you know.
So you branded, you're starting your own brand.
Yeah,
and so
definitely.
Forth,
I've
right?
got a couple of things
You're
going.
at Silver Slayer 2A.
Silver Slayer
and that's
2A.
Instagram and Facebook.
That's
right?
Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, Instagram mainly. Facebook not as much.
Right. But you have a Savage Gun Club.
Savage's Gun Club. I really appreciate them.
And the Dad Squad. What is the Savage Gun Club?
Savage's Gun Club. Bunch of great guys.
No,
I mean, talk about 2A supporters.
You guys don't know that Howard actually has a Harley, right? So
yes, I do. I have a Harley. I was going to ride it today. I recently switched. I have another Instagram channel for my bike. I just recently changed it to because everything was Silver Slayer.
Yeah.
In my hair, that doesn't make sense. So yeah, my new Instagram is called Switching Gears.
Switching Gears. All right. So let's see a video from this.
Something happens at around 92 miles an hour. Thunderheaders drown out all sound. Engine vibration travels at a heart's rate. Field of vision funnels into the immediate. And suddenly, you're not on the road. You're in it.
Wow, that's pretty exciting.
And I actually have a test ride for the 2024 Road Glide set up with Riverside Harley on Friday.
Wow.
And that's going to be part of my YouTube channel that we're setting up for that. Me and my wife are going to be trading up to the 2024 Road Glide, filming some adventures that we're going to be going on, going cross country, doing some things. As we're getting older, our children we're becoming like, bored. We want to do something.
So the shooting community, we just don't just shoot.
Exactly. We don't.
Multifaceted, multi-skilled. I mean, there are just things everywhere. Like John Priano, golf pro, right?
Oh, God, I
what
hadn't
the
know-
hell
yeah.
is that all about, right? And then Harleys.
Yes.
What the heck?
Harleys, golf,
Beautiful.
shooting,
Camping,
art,
RV,
tattoos.
We do it
Yeah.
all.
and
we
it's
do it all.
just every other weekend or something that we shoot.
That's just spice.
It would
right?
be
The seasoning
amazing
for the,
to
the main
shoot
entree.
every day. I mean, JJ Ricasa. Let me see who else shoots every day.
Well, because they have to.
you know what?
right?
I think it's not that they have to; they also love it. If
So-
I could golf every day,
Yeah, so
I would
JJ
golf
is
every day.
a coach of mine. So
Oh, okay.
And I don't know of anybody who loves to do that. As
Yeah,
much as he does.
he was a military.
Military, then get into
Military
the
shooting team.
air
Yeah, so it's been around for a long time. Same thing with
flight
Max
marshal,
Max
right? They call
Michelle. Same thing.
Flight marshal, or
Oh wow, okay, yeah.
so he does a lot of that stuff.
I actually started watching the YouTube channels. It was called Hot Shots
Yes. Okay.
with Jerry Michalek
Yep. Yep.
and Max Michelle
Yep.
and a couple of, and I was just, that's how I, my God, I want to do that.
When they were young kids, that's what they did.
I still
Yeah.
watch it.
So,
I was like,
yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, that was that pretty much is the foundation to
Yeah,
all that.
exactly.
Stuff, right?
And that's how I started my Instagrams too, because I started watching people just shooting and putting it on on Instagram, and I'm like, I'm not that good at it, so I'm gonna put music to it and see what
You were definitely creative.
creative, because then all of a sudden I started getting good at shooting. So I'm like,
So what's the Dad Squad?
Dad Squad, a really nice company. The owner has hats, wallets, everything, and promoting dads, fatherhood.
Oh, there you go.
We have a team of guys that we go around and promote. Being a good dad.
Yeah.
What it's like to be a dad. I have 4 kids.
wow.
I have ranging from
Bless
33
you.
years old to 15.
That's
so,
awesome.
Children are a blessing.
Yes,
We make
they are.
mistakes. So follow their channel. We're gonna have a giveaway.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, they have a nice hat that they're sending out, and some sticker swag, and also Savage's Gun Club is also going to send out some swag. So
Wow.
we're going to do a giveaway.
Okay.
We'll collab. We'll do some random winner or something
Yep.
like that. We'll
So
have a
all you
hat and
need
a
to
couple
do
other
is
things.
I'll give you my email address, which is right here. And all you need to do is to send a thing that you're interested, and we'll take you and I'll put you in a roulette thing and spin it, and the winner will get all that good. And we'll say thank
Put
you
it in
very
John's
much
revolver
for that.
and
That'd be
spin it
awesome.
around. And
So, well, thank you so much for tuning in to Can We Chat? Please consider being part of our shooting community, building relationships around safe gun practice and IDPA competition. So my name is Paul G, and this is
Howard Hill.
So thank you very much.
Thanks for the coffee.
Stay tuned for our next video on building or finding a hidden grip strength, right? So
Oh, wow.
I did a huge thing on, well, when I got to the bug, shooting bug and so forth, I noticed that I was all over the place with my iron sights. So I went out and I did a strength training program for my grip strength. So, which I learned from JJ Ricazza, Rod Avery, and so forth over there at TPC. So those guys showed me how I can build
That
up my
small little gun.
with that small little gun.
Yeah,
so, but
definitely.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you got something out of this. Please be safe, and I'll see you on the range.